Hello there, and today we're going to be looking at graphing the reciprocal function. And this takes the form of y equals k over x, where k is any number. So if we have a look, tends to take two forms. It can be this form here, where k is greater than 0. Or it can be this form here, where k is less than 0. Now what you'll find with the reciprocals is they gradually get closer and closer and closer to a line. On these particular examples, that's the x and y axis. That isn't always the case. If this was y equals k over x plus 1, then things would move up and plus 1 would become the reciprocal. So the line that it gets closer and closer and closer to is known as an asymptote, and that's something that you will deal with much more clearly when you are moving on to core maths and your A-level maths. So if we have a look then at drawing y equals 2 over x, where x does not equal 0, and we're going to look at this from minus 4 to 4. But when you're drawing asymptotes, because they get closer and closer and closer to a line, we're also going to look at the values of a half and a quarter in both positive and negative. So if we have a look at our x values of minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, minus a half, minus a quarter, not 0 note, a half, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then we look to find our y values for each of those values. So, similar to other videos, I'm going to go through how to calculate a few of those with you, and then I'll leave you to work out some more. So if we have a look at where x equals minus 4, so y will equal, we're drawing 2 over x, 2 over minus 4, which will give us minus a half. We can write that in there. If we have a look at where x equals 2, so y will equal 2 over 2, that will give us 1. So we write 1 in there. If we have a look at where x equals minus a half, so we'll have y equals 2 divided by minus a half. That will equal 2 divided by minus a half, which is the same as 2 times minus 2. Remember, when you divide by a negative fraction, you invert and multiply, and that will give you minus 4. So minus a half would give us a value of minus 4. Okay, at this point you should pause the video and fill in those values yourself, and then replay to watch how that would look on a drawing. So I'm going to fill in the values as they would be. Minus 4, minus 8, 8. Goodness me, I've made a mistake here. What have I done? Minus 4, minus a half is minus 4, minus a quarter is minus 8, a quarter is 8, a half is 4, 1 would have given a value of 2, sorry I wrote that in the wrong place earlier on, 2 would have given the value of 1, 2/3 and a half. So we're now going to look at drawing in those values. So if we just move this up slightly, so you can still see the values, and bring in a graph that I prepared earlier. So again, I took the values 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. I plotted minus 4 at minus a half, minus 4 at minus a half, and worked my way up there. You can see the scale there, if I put those in there. So the scale, it's going up in ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've plotted all those in, and you can see that we get two nice lines getting closer and closer and closer to the x and the y value, and the minus x and the minus y value as we go. So the x and y axis in this particular example are the asymptotes, they get closer and closer. Okay, now I'd like you to try exercise 6D on page 65. Thank you, bye bye.